Hi, you're watching Decision 2012, the battle for Gujarat. I'm Jujhar Singh. The NewsXC voter opinion poll for the Gujarat election is out. It's the third consecutive term for Chief Minister Narendra Modi. Lots of interesting findings, in fact, on why Modi is going to be winning again. What's this going to do to his bid for the BJP's Prime Ministership candidate in 2014? It's going to be an action-packed half an hour. Let's just introduce our guests straight away. Dr. Sambit Patra, spokesperson of the Delhi BJP. Sanjay Jha, co-founder HamaraCongress.com. Amarjeet Kaur, National Secretary of the CPI. Professor Madhav Nalapad, Managing Editor of the Sunday Guardian. Ajit Sahi, Editor C Voter. And Yashwant Deshmukh, Psephologist. Let's just pull up our first set of graphics for you over here. This is the NewsXC voter opinion poll. According to it, let's look at what the BJP, the Congress and the others are going to get. The seat range over here. First of all, let's look at the BJP. The BJP are projecting is going to get between 117 to 125 seats. The Congress 50 to 58, and the others, which includes Keshubhai Patel's GPP and the other smaller parties, 5 to 9. Remember, there are 182 seats in the Gujarat Assembly. We'll pull up another graphic page for you and show you that how this comes out in terms of a single figure. Now, the BJP in 2007. Again, just to remind you, total number of seats in Gujarat, 182. The halfway mark is 92. The BJP in 2007 got 117. We are projecting it will now get 121, meaning a gain of 4 seats. The Congress had 59 seats in 2007. We are projecting it will now get 54, down 5. The others had 6 last time. They'll go up to 7. That's 1 up for them. Ajit Sahi of C Voter is with us. Ajit, just for the sake of transparency, first of all, the sample size, the coverage area, and when was this opinion poll done?
Well, I think before we get into that question, and Yashwant would be a better place to talk about that.
Okay.
I think it's important to note, for us to note, that while the vote share has gone down by 1% in our projection, the seats for the BJP has gone up. I think it's important to discuss that, whether the new party by Keshubhai Patel, whether that has split the pro-BJP vote or it has split the anti-BJP vote. We need to discuss that, I think.
All right, we'll just get into all of that, but quickly, if I can come to you, Yashwant, if you can just give us some detail of this opinion poll. When was it done? What was the sample size? And the coverage area as well.
This was entire exercise. NewsXC voter poll was done in the month of November till the 1st of December actually, and it has covered more than 30,000 samples across all 182 seats. So it's a tracking poll, as you know. It's the third one in the series, and we will be coming up with another one on 10th of December, right before the poll. And it's a very secular trend that we are getting in this series of polls, that Narendra Modi and BJP are consistently maintaining roughly about a 10% gap between the Congress and BJP vote share. The seat share, couple of seats up and down, they are ranging every week, but primarily the big picture is coming out to be a pro-Narendra Modi and pro-BJP thing. I think. All right,
okay. Let me just quickly bring in Dr. Patra from the BJP over here. I suppose you must be happy at this projection.
Is the role?
Happiest. Not only happy but happiest, because in spite of Mr. Narendra Modi reigning over Gujarat since 2001, not an iota of dissidence, not an iota of anything bad, but look, we are moving towards great victory, and that's what we expected.
Sanjay Jha from the Congress, as Dr. Patra saying, no anti-incumbency over here, not much effect of Keshubhai Patel, at least in terms of seats. The Congress, in fact, your party projected to lose 5 seats. The Gujarat story obviously going horribly wrong for your party, Sanjay.
Well, let me tell you that, the verdict is still many days away. And this is the phase of the campaign, actually, Juzar, when things really intensify. I respect any opinion poll. I'm sure there must be some degree of scientific precision in whatever has been projected. But the fact remains that end of day on the ground, Mr. Modi has got tremendous concerns. You can see Keshubhai Patel has very upset his apple cart. Tehelka has exposed a huge 20,000 crore scam in terms of natural gas which has been leaked out.
I want to remind something to Sanjay. Sanjay, you just came in saying that probably Keshubhai has disturbed the apple cart of Narendra Modi. My question to you is, in fact, today itself, 3rd of December, none other than the ex-deputy CM of Gujarat, in fact, a Congress candidate previously, Mr. Narhari Amin, had said that, in fact, the Gujarat elections is going to be humiliating for Congress. Congress is going to be humiliatingly defeated in Gujarat elections. What do you say of it?
Well, let me answer you very simply. I mean, it's been recorded and discussed over the last several weeks that despite all the talk about GDP, etc., the growth started much before Mr. Modi became Chief Minister, and Gujarat on the Human Development Index, whether it's malnutrition, whether it's illiteracy, it's the most polluted state in the country. So there are serious issues for Gujarat. I think Mr. Modi at the moment seems to be on this PR drive, but bottom line, Gujarat, we should have a conversation on December 20. I think we're headed for a huge surprise in Gujarat. There is
okay, Sanjay, we'll just come back to you again in a minute, but let's just pull up another graphic plate over here and let's look at the vote share, because although we are talking about Narendra Modi and the BJP going up by 4 seats, the Congress going down by 5, let's look at the vote share figures over here. The BJP in 2007 at 49% of the vote share. Now we're projecting it to go down to 48%. The Congress at 38 will remain at 38. The others at 13, and they'll remain at 13. Ajit, let me just ask you first. So BJP going up 4 seats, but going down 1% of the vote share. How do you explain that?
Exactly. That's a very important point. You see, what has happened is the new party, the GPP, that has come in, which is the big difference since 2007, and which was floated by the breakaway leader Keshubhai Patel. Now, in our poll that we've done through the month of November, we have a sample size of about 30,710 people, 30,710 voters.
Yeah.
Now, 3% of the vote is now going to GPP, and it is likely to get anything between 1 to 3 seats.
Right.
With 3% of the vote, that 3% of the vote, it seems quite likely it is splitting with the Congress party rather than it is splitting from the BJP.
Or could it be both? Yashwant, what is your view on that? Could Keshubhai Patel and the GPP be splitting both the Congress vote and the BJP vote perhaps?
Well, it's basically from region to region. It's like plenty of people do the misunderstanding of treating Keshubhai Patel only to a Saurashtra kind of thing, where actually, if you look into it, the Congress vote share in Saurashtra is actually going down, but Congress seat share is going up, which is a direct impact of Keshubhai Patel eating up the BJP vote in certain close seats, and thus making the Congress as a default winner in those seats. But the bigger picture is actually central Gujarat, which is the Congress stronghold. But this is where post-Kodra BJP had gained. Last election it went down, and they are gaining again in this particular election. So the big finding of the survey is, while Keshubhai Patel probably is helping Congress in one of the regions, basically it's the central Gujarat which is the key for Congress in every election. This is where the Congress is unable to hold on, and BJP is gaining in that region.
Right,
and mind you, this time it is not because of the communal polarization. This is purely on the agenda of the governance that they are gaining in central Gujarat.
All right. What's interesting over here is that the poll is suggesting that Keshubhai Patel and his GPP is going to get just 3% of votes, which is an interesting figure over there. But let's just pull up 2 more graphics of this NewsX C voter opinion poll. First, the next Chief Minister. Who do the Gujaratis want as the next Chief Minister of Gujarat? Narendra Modi of the BJP, 64% want him. Shankar Singh Vaghel of the Congress, just 9%. Keshubhai Patel of the Gujarat Parivartan Party, 9%. All the others put together account for 22%. Let's just put up one more graphic plate for you. Why will you vote for the BJP? That is, if you're voting for the BJP in Gujarat. Narendra Modi is 57% of the reason why people are voting for the BJP. Strong BJP leadership, 14%. In fact, I'd say that strong BJP leadership probably can be put together with Narendra Modi, because he's the reason for the strong leadership. So that's another 14%. And Hindu factor, 5%. Traditional voters, 2%. Professor Nalapat, obviously the Gujaratis are in love with Narendra Modi.
Well, I'd just like to talk about Keshubhai Patel. The reality is that the Patels are among the most advanced communities in India, much less Gujarat. They are there all over the world. They're doing very well in professions and in business. And when you look at Keshubhai Patel, to be frank with you, he doesn't really represent the modern Patel community at all. He may be representing Patels of, say, 200 years ago, but definitely not the modern Patel community.
And that's why I think, according to the opinion poll, he's only 5% of people's, is it? About 5%?
Absolutely. While
5% want him as chief minister.
3% vote.
3% want him as chief
5% as chief minister, but the party gets 3% vote.
Yeah, but you know, Amarjit Kaur from the CPI, your party, the left parties, the Congress may say Modi's a bad guy, he's stained by the riots of 2002. But the fact is the Gujaratis obviously look at it differently. They like him for being a strong leader and for development.
I don't think so. Two things are very, very clear. One is that Congress is a weak force there. Two is it is not advantage Narendra Modi policies or development agenda. It is actually failure of Congress to develop there, number one. Secondly, all the policies which central government UPA is pursuing, which is having negative impact all over India, that anti-incumbency is going against Congress there than Narendra Modi.
Ajit, do you agree with Amarjit Kaur over there?
Yes.
Well, I think there is certainly a case to be made about the fact that the Congress party has failed to bring up a credible alternative as a face, as a political leader in Gujarat for the last 10 years. They've tried with everybody. Nobody has succeeded.
Right. You know, Sanjay, from the Congress, I've been traveling in various places in Gujarat the last 10 days, and I must say I found two things. One, that many of those who even oppose the BJP, you know, perhaps even like the Congress, will vote for the Congress, like Narendra Modi. And number two, while the BJP has one strong leader, Narendra Modi, around whom the BJP campaign revolves on in Gujarat, the Congress candidates over there in various constituencies are taking the name of Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Ahmed Patel. The state Congress leaders of Gujarat are not even mentioned in the campaign. Obviously, the Congress is a very serious leadership crisis in the state.
Jujhar, I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
The reason is very simple. If you look at this particular campaign that the Congress has been doing in Gujarat, and it continues as I talk, is to let the local issues take precedence. And because of the fact, and you know, let me
I'm talking about your lack of a strong leader in Gujarat. You're not answering the question, Sanjay.
No, I'm answering
that. The BJP is saying Narendra Modi, and the Congress candidates are saying Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Ahmed Patel in Delhi. The Gujarat Congress leaders are nowhere in the campaign.
Jujhar, let me tell you, it's been a tradition in the Congress which has been actually more successful than otherwise, where the state fights an election and the people come together and elect a leader that is...
But it's obviously not working. It's obviously
not
working.
Listen, it has worked on multiple occasions. You can say that, in Gujarat they should put up a leader, but you don't change your tradition necessarily because in one state you have lost twice in succession in the past.
Sanjay, if you look at the news,
that is adding to anti-incumbency.
Why doesn't that happen in the center?
Why
don't they stop taking names of the Gandhi family, and why don't they allow the parliamentarians to choose the leaders at the end of the day? Why they follow this trend in the center then?
Yeah.
You see, everybody takes names of the central leaders, even BJP also takes the names of the central leaders. But the issue is Narendra Modi has been trying to say Gujarat ki baat, Gujarat ki pride, Gujarat ka neta, Gujarat ka desh. From that point of view, Congress is really a failure there in Gujarat.
Yeah, but the desperation of the Congress, Sanjay, is that if you go to some constituencies, the Congress candidates are taking the name of Ahmed Patel. Now, he may be a very powerful figure in the Congress, but the fact is, the NewsXC voter poll has found only 1% of Gujaratis want to see him as the leader, as the chief minister. It's a desperate situation for you guys there.
Look, Jujhar, let me tell you, in fact, the name of Ahmed Patel has been dragged in a desperate strategy by Mr. Modi. And if you look at Modi's strategy, he's trying to position himself out of
It's not Modi, it's the Congress candidates who are taking Ahmed Patel's name, along with Sonia and Rahul.
Mr. Modi did not conduct this survey, for your kind information. It was conducted by a reputed organization who took this name.
Jujhar, let me answer very quickly. It's the very fact that Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley are going on and on about Arun Jaitley as Narendra Modi is a potential prime ministerial candidate. It's the first has been savage Gujarat because they do know that on the ground there are some various serious challenges. And let me tell you, it's a fact that the local Gujarat media, which for a long time had said nothing against him, is now beginning to challenge him there locally, which is why there is an attempt to use the national media to project him as somebody who's likely to have a cakewalk, which is not entirely
I
true
would like
at all.
to say something.
It will be a very, very close
Sanjay ji, you failed to take advantage of this factor that there was a division within the BJP leadership. You failed on that account. Your party failed on the on this account. What you are saying, Sushma Swaraj ji talked about Narendra Modi to be prime ministerial candidate. That means they were on a little shaky ground, and elections are still there. The polling hasn't happened. These even of these projections, some changes will take place in that. But you failed in bringing this whole point to the focus. They are shaking and they are trying to present him as a candidate so that they can ask Gujaratis, oh, there is a chance to have a prime minister from your state.
But I don't
so
agree, Amarjit ji, in this
and
way.
also handling
the ground for
own
BJP are shaking. Amarjit ji,
yes.
I would like to ask a question.
BJP's own internal squabbles.
After hearing
this
everything,
is a signal from Nagpur.
I would just like to ask a question.
Yes.
You are saying that the grounds under the feet of BJP is under tremors.
Yes.
But my question is, all the survey reports, be it from India Today in October till NewsX report today, all of them show a great victory where the ground is trembling.
Because the alternative, there is no alternative built up there appropriately. 38% is no less
such
vote.
was the great, humongous amount of work that Mr. Narendra Modi
has
done. Required.
38% is no less vote, but Congress has failed to see all the negative things which were done. Narendra Modi's
Professor
government,
Nalapat wants to come in here.
They failed in encashing it.
Professor
and
Nalapat.
up a proper
Yeah.
argument.
You know, I have a great deal of respect for Mrs. Kaur, but I simply want to point out that in India, people vote against a party and not for a party. And quite frankly, people in India at various states and sometimes the center have brought to power people who are incompetent, who are corrupt, who are useless, precisely because they dislike the people who are ruling them much, much more. So the fact that Congress is a failure, or Congress is a flop, or Congress is no leadership would not have made any difference to the voter if the voter was really against the BJP government and against Narendra Modi. Because in India, the voter votes negatively and not positively.
You know, Yashwant Deshmukh, let me
That
just
is why
ask you.
they are voting against Congress Central Party's policies. That I already said. That anti-incumbency of central
when you look at the breakdown of the opinion poll, what do you find? The people voting for the...
Jujar, I have...
Yeah, go ahead.
I have 2 points.
Are people voting for Narendra Modi or the BJP?
Central government. Against
go ahead.
Point number 1. If you look into the data, Jujar, if you look into the data, there are 2 things which are very evident. Number 1, it's not about Modi is ahead in the leadership race. If you look into the 2 names right after Modi, on which the Congress is counting, Shankar Singh Waghela and Keshubhai Patel, both ex-RSS, ex-BJP people. This shows the kind of the leadership crisis that the Congress has, that even in the alternative, they don't have their own leader. They have to rely on the leaders imported from the RSS and the BJP.
Yeah.
Right. Number 2, there is a very, very important finding in our survey, which I must state out, the secret catch-up, as you can call it, from Modi. People talk so much of the Patel lobby, of the Kshatriya lobby, but looking at the Congress age-old, strong combination of Asgar, as they call it, it started with A, that was the Adivasi. Nobody is talking about that. And let me tell you very precisely, the BJP fortunes in the state of Gujarat started going up with the Vish Hindu Parishad, RSS working into the Adivasi ground and converting them from the Congress bastion to the BJP.
Right.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, nobody talks about them, but it is if you strike the ground, Congress has been losing the core voter which has supported Congress blindly for 50 years, and they have lost it big time. This is something which Congress has to introspect much bigger time.
Right.
And to cap it all,
Right.
the only reason that Congress might be getting Muslim vote is only because that probably they are going to vote, and most probably they are going to vote against Modi.
Yeah.
It is against not a positive vote but a negative vote.
They don't have
that
an
Congress
alternative
is
there in
counting on.
Gujarat.
So there is something serious introspection for
Yeah.
the Congress leaders to do.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Yashwant, at this point, let's bring in our final set of graphics. Why are they voting for Modi and the BJP? What are the big issues in Gujarat? Let's pull up the first graphic here. Let's look at development. 60% of people are saying development is better, 14% are saying it's deteriorated, 13% are saying Gujarat is always developed, 13% are saying status quo. Let's pull up the other issue, communal harmony. 54% are saying it's better, 8% is deteriorated, 31% as it is, 7% can't say. Law and order, 52% better, 13% deteriorated, 31% as it is, 4% can't say. Dr. Partha from the BJP, the ground reality is this in terms of development. When you look at the roads, for example, in Gujarat, the highways, the main roads, I must say, they're very good. It's actually very impressive, yes. But if you go into the interiors, they're still very bad. And number 2 point, as far as water is a big issue in Gujarat. Nowhere, Saurashtra to South Gujarat, the water problem is a major failure by the BJP government there.
See, answering both days, as far as the road situation is concerned, I remember the report of the World Bank, which read out that the roads of Gujarat are the international standards. And as far as
the roads of Gujarat, by the way, are very good. I'm saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you go into the interiors, into the villages, the World Bank people perhaps didn't go in there.
But they're fantastic. I have been into the villages also. It may not be compared to the international standards. But they're very good. Let me come to the
quadrangles and national highways are maintained by national authority.
But you haven't been to all the villages there.
By national authority. The state government is responsible for the roads to villages. That is where Modi has
No, I'll answer this also. Let me answer. The ATVP scheme, Apno Taluko, Vibrant Taluko. According to that, each taluka has been developed in the most fantastic manner that is possible. And what my colleague was saying.
We have been to the area.
Why are you smiling?
I think what's very important for us to know, and as Mr. Nalapat, Professor Nalapat said, see, it's true that people have voted out because they were incompetent governments and voted in equally incompetent people. But we should also see what has happened in the state of Odisha. Naveen Patnaik, nobody can claim that there has been any development in Odisha. Even Naveen Patnaik cannot claim that there has been any development in Odisha. And still he keeps on winning. I think it's important, as Yashwant pointed out, that the other two rivals that Modi has, I think what is important also to realize is the Congress has completely failed in the last 10 years to build an alternative narrative, an alternative framework, a story that can be told. You see, there's been so much against the government of just a second.
But having said that, I mean, I talked about the water and part of the roads, but let's look at the other side of the coin. I'll put this to the Congress representative Sanjay. Sanjay, the fact is, if you look at another important pillar of development, which is electricity, you have to give Modi credit. Almost everybody in Gujarat has electricity. Just this weekend gone by, I was in the backward tribal Dang district, where virtually every of the 311 villages over there has electricity. What your party has failed to do in 50 years of ruling Gujarat, Modi's done in 10 years over there. That much credit you have to give to him, Sanjay.
Juzar, let me put the facts on the table. 98% of Gujarat was electrified. The villages in Gujarat were electrified before Mr. Narendra Modi became a chief minister. Sardar Sarovar Dam, whether it's the road.
From where does Mr. Sanjay get all his data? That all this? No, it's not true. Not at all. No, Gujarat is a surplus electricity producing state of the country under the ownership of Mr. Narendra Modi.
On literacy, on development, Gujarat has actually gone below the national average. Now the point is, these statistics don't work in terms of an election campaign. But if you look at the reality of Gujarat, I will tell you, Modi's strength is always going to be the affluent upper middle class. But when the rest of Gujarat is concerned, I'm expecting a serious setback to him from places like Saurashtra. I think the Dalits, the Adivasis and many of the people from the backward.
Okay, Sanjay, I'm going to interrupt you because we're running out of time. Sanjay, 1 second. Professor Nalapat, Modi's opponents will say, and Sanjay said that earlier as well, that, it's more hype. His opponents will, there's been some development, but it's more hype and public relations. How fair is that?
Well, I'd like to say that this is very humiliating and insulting to the people of Gujarat to say that they are strongly supporting a chief minister because they've been taken in by hype. I think this is a kind of indicative of a political mindset in which we regard the voter as a child, incapable of understanding situation and understanding reality. The fact is there has been development in Gujarat. And this is something that has to be accepted. Hopefully the Congress will appreciate that and will place more of a focus on development in future, not only in its own states, but in Delhi.
Alright, we're in the last 1.5 minutes. Very quickly, Yashwant, if the BJP gets 121 seats out of 182 as predicted in the NewsXC voter poll, can he be stopped from becoming the BJP's prime ministerial candidate?
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel nobody can stop him. If he is winning Gujarat, Gujarat headline is not about Gujarat. Gujarat headline is all about 2014.
All right, Ajit, very quickly, what could trip Narendra Modi? What is the minimum he needs to get in order to reach Delhi?
Well, I think nothing can trip Narendra Modi in Gujarat,
Yeah.
but I think there's plenty inside the BJP to trip Narendra Modi if he wants to get to New Delhi.
Okay, final word, Professor Nalapur, 2014, Modi versus Rahul?
Well, I'm not sure about 2014 because my own guess is that as things are moving now, 2014 is going to be a kind of a hodgepodge, a kind of a khichdi. I'm looking at the next election, which is 2016 most likely. So I think that is going to be the
But this election, but the Gujarat election is not just an election for Gujarat, but possibly Delhi as well.
Well, if Modi succeeds in Gujarat, despite the campaign against him, it clearly means that there is value to development.
All right, okay. So let's conclude it over there. We've completed one at a time, but just to tell our viewers...
It will be so bad if people are looking at Narendra Modi to be PM. It will be such a dark day for India.
It will be a dark day to say this.
You're saying it will be a dark day for India, but just to conclude, the C voter NewsX opinion poll says Narendra Modi is all set to get a third consecutive term in office. The BJP will go up from 117 to 121 seats. The Congress will go down from 59 to 54 seats in Gujarat. That's all for now. Thank you very much to all our guests. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you another time. Bye-bye.